In this video, we are going to discuss some of the tips and strategies for creating educational videos. We will discuss some of the doubts which you might have in your mind. For example, there are a lot of content already available. Who will watch my videos? Or I don't have any equipment. How can I create videos? Or maybe you just don't want to be in front of a camera. And these videos could be for your online courses or for your YouTube channel. And I will also discuss why an online teacher must have a YouTube channel, and is it too late to start a YouTube in 2020, and what type of expectations and strategies you should follow to be successful as an online teacher or as a YouTuber in a situation where nowadays everyone has become a YouTuber. And at the end I will mention few tools which I use to select the topic of my latest educational videos and also for topics of my short courses. I have two types of courses. One are very seasoned long format courses where I have 8 hours or 6-7 hours of videos, but I also have some very short courses between 40 minutes to approximately 1 hour, and I will show you which tools I use to select the topic of these short courses or my educational videos for my YouTube channel. So this is a very important video if you want to be an online teacher or you want to start an educational channel. And we are starting right after this short break. On Digitidea, we discuss about online teaching, how to create online courses, what are some education technology tools, and if you have any interest in these topics, please hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video on this channel. Now, when we talk about videos, it is almost essential that we talk about YouTube. YouTube is the largest video hosting platform, and if you want to start online teaching and you want to earn your living, then you must also start a YouTube channel, because I am sure that you will agree that video is one of the most popular medium for learning. And not only YouTube, we have Udemy, we have Skillshare, and all these platforms, they are using video as a learning medium. They have online courses and most of their content are videos. So now you might be thinking that it is very hard to be successful as a YouTuber now in 2020, and it is true. But in the beginning, your aim should not be making money straight away. In particular, if you are young. Now think about this starting a YouTube channel as a medium for your learning, because you still have to learn a lot of things. When you will start a YouTube channel, you will understand what is the importance of keywords, what is the importance of a topic or a title, how to write a description, how to look at the analytics, how to create captions for your videos. Because when we are going online, I have students of more than 200 countries. So all those students, they have different languages. They need captions because my accent might be difficult for some of those students and they want to see my captions. So you will learn how to make captions for your videos, how to put tags. You will also learn how to create some images for educational videos, thumbnails, a little bit of graphic designing. You will also learn video editing. So it will be a learning experience in the beginning, and you should treat your YouTube channel as a learning platform, not as a money making platform, until it becomes a money making platform for you. And there are hundreds of thousands of people making their living from YouTube. So when you want to go online for teaching, the first step should be to open a YouTube channel and start learning. Now the second question you might have is that there are a lot of content already available on YouTube. Who is going to watch your videos? And this is also a very good and very common question. Now there are few things you should keep in mind. The first thing is, which most online teachers don't realize, that now technology has advanced. Now YouTube can understand the production quality of the video as well. Not only the keywords, not only the description, not only what are the content, but also the production quality. And one strategy you can follow as a YouTuber and as an online teacher is to improve the production quality of your videos so that YouTube will rank those higher. Because if you look carefully, for example, let's talk about math teachers, because a lot of my subscribers are math teachers. There are millions of math videos. If you look carefully, you will notice that 90% of those videos, they have a very poor production quality. On one hand, you have channels like Math Antics, which is one of the best mathematics channel for primary school students particularly. There are few channels like this, but most of the content, they have very poor quality videos. So you can follow one strategy to improve the production quality. Now another strategy would be that you try to focus on learning some search engine optimization skills. YouTube is the second largest search engine. If you learn some SEO skills, not every math teacher has SEO skills. How to optimize the search engine, how to target a particular keywords, what are head and tail keywords, what are long tail keywords. And if you target long tail keywords, you will definitely able to rank your videos within few weeks. The third strategy is that you look for contents which are not very good served. Not many videos available on those topics. There could be thousands of topics in mathematics. Just type some keywords, look for videos. And if there are not many videos on a particular topic, you can start creating videos. So there are strategies available which you can use to be successful YouTuber. But as I mentioned, initially your aim should be to use it as a learning platform. And then another skill you will learn on YouTube is branding. You will have a channel name. You will learn how to brand your name. It could be your own name or it could be a different name. Just like my channel, I have a Digit Idea. So you will learn branding. Now let's talk about online courses now. There is a difference between videos for YouTube and videos for online courses. One difference is that when you make videos for YouTube, you also mention that please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon and these kind of things, and then you mention your brand. But when you create courses, you have to remove this branding from your YouTube videos if you want to use them for your courses. You don't have to create new videos. Just keep this in mind when you are creating videos. The second difference, and this is very important, that when you are creating online courses, you should always try to keep your videos between 2 to 4 minutes. And this is the mistake which I made in my earlier courses. I made very long videos, but soon I realized that the attention span of my students is very low when online, and then I started to make short videos. And if you look at YouTube in general, you will notice that there are only two broad categories on YouTube. There are some entertainment videos and there are some educational videos. Let's say there is a cooking channel. So what are those videos? Those videos are educational videos. A chef is trying to educate people how to make good food. So if you think carefully, there are only two major categories on YouTube: education and entertainment. And as an online teacher, you should take advantage of this. You should get the opportunity to become on board. Now the second doubt you might have is that you don't have any expensive equipment, any camera, any lighting equipment. Now my recommendation is that don't think too much about these things. For educational videos, you can use your smartphone, and even if you don't have a smartphone and if you don't have a camera or lighting, you can use a simple screen capturing software such as OBS and start creating videos. There is no need for any camera. You can have a look on YouTube. There are channels with millions of subscribers and all their videos are screen capture videos. Now let's talk about expectations. Don't expect that you will upload 10, 20, 50 or even 100 videos and you will get million subscribers or even 100,000 subscribers. It has become very competitive. And you don't need 100,000 subscribers to make your living. And now because there are many channels with millions of subscribers, so we think that we will also get million subscribers very easily. But in future, still there will be newcomers who will get 1 million or more subscribers. So keep your expectations at a reasonable level and be positive. Otherwise, you will burn out and you will stop making videos. Now the video is becoming too long, so I want to make it short. Now I would like to mention few tools which I use, and some of you very smart people, when you know the name of the tool, you will find some videos on YouTube and you will be able to learn how to use these tools. I'm just going to mention these tools. The first tool I use is YouTube itself. When I'm creating my YouTube videos, I just try to type my title or topic in the YouTube, and then YouTube suggests me something in the search bar, and I refine my topic. I modify my topic and I get an angle which I am going to follow in my video. Now the second tool which I use is Ubersuggest, which is free, and recently I have started using another tool which is called Keywords Everywhere. I was using this 2 years ago, and now I just paid $10 and I got I think 100,000 points. And the way this tool works is that you search for some keywords, it gives you monthly searches, and then you consume some points. But 100,000 points are too much for $10, and it's very reasonable price. And don't be afraid of spending few dollars here and there if you want to be an online teacher. Because if you, for example, opening a physical shop or a school, you still have to pay rent and other expenses. So online expenses are very less as compared to the physical expenses. So if you find something useful, you should go for it. For example, I host my videos on YouTube, which is a free hosting platform. I also host my videos on Vimeo, which is a paid platform. And I have discussed this topic in another video. I will put a link here and you can watch. So you should use at least 2 hosting options for your videos, and you will learn many more things when you start using these platforms. You start using YouTube, you start using Vimeo, and you should also store your files in a compressed form on your Google Drive as a backup. And I use Handbrake, which is another tool to compress my videos, and it is very good. There is no noticeable difference of quality between a compressed video and an original video, because you have to pay your Google Drive storage after a certain storage limit, I think which is 15 GB or so. So therefore you should compress your video files by using Handbrake and upload into Google Drive, because it is very hard and time consuming to create these educational videos, and you should keep them safe. Another tool which I use to select the topic of my video is called BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo is a very good tool. You can see how much interest is there about a particular topic. It shows you the top shared content. It will tell you that this post has been shared 100,000 times. So you will know that this topic is hot right now. So you can create content around that topic. Now to pick the topic of my short courses for Skillshare or for Udemy and some other platforms I also use. So for those type of short courses, I use a tool in Udemy website which is called Market Insight. So you put a topic there and Udemy tells you whether this topic is a good topic to create a course. So these were my few suggestions for you if you want to teach online or you want to create your online courses. So you can use these strategies. And definitely you will have some questions in your mind, because I cannot cover all this in very short 10 to 15 minute video, and I try to answer all of my comments. So if you have questions, you can put in the comment and I will definitely answer those questions. Thanks for watching and see you next time.